Hey everyone, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me right now. If you're on here, you've probably seen my Facebook post. If you didn't, my goal here is to share with you what I've done just in the month of January that has actually elevated my life and has just put me into a place mentally to help me really just project into that person that I'm trying to become by the end of this year. So what I'm going to be doing is I am going to be sharing with you the little habits that I change each month, and I'm going to share those with you in order to, number one, hope that it helps you to grow as much as it's helping me grow. And number two is to actually for us to be able to learn and to be on this journey together. And I'd really love to get feedback by the end of this video. I want to get feedback by the end of every video because I really want us to grow together. Like what I have seen thus far has been life-changing for me, and it's literally just been a month. But my goal, again, by the end of this year is to be completely transformed and just projected into the future years to come. And so I just want you to stick with me, because especially by the end of this video, I'm going to give you actually a bonus of what I just started, actually, I want to say maybe a week and a half ago, literally just started a week and a half ago, that has actually already changed my life and has already changed my children's lives and changed the people's lives around me. So you are not going to want to miss that. So make sure that you stay to the end of the video. But right now, I'm going to give you the 3 habits that I changed right now in January that has really helped me to get where I'm at. So number 1, for me, I'm a man of God, right? And so one thing that I really believe in is fasting. And so what I did is, my church at the very beginning of the month, we did what was called the Daniel fast. I did this 10-day fast. And what that did for me was that actually helped me to stop eating all of the crap that I was eating, watching all the crap that I was watching, doing all the crap things that I was doing. And it really helped me to focus in on where I was. Now, literally after that 10-day fast, I made that decision to stick with that healthier diet. And because of that, I've literally, and it's crazy because I was drinking coffee and I was drinking sodas and I was eating fast food basically every day. Completely horrible, completely unhealthy. I was doing my best to stay fit, but I mean, it's difficult when you're eating the wrong things, right? And so what I ended up doing was I took that fast and it caused me to eat the right things, right? Fruits and vegetables and grains, making these adjustments. And by doing that, I literally lost 10 pounds. I lost 10 pounds, 10 healthy pounds, and I feel great. My mind is more clear, and I can honestly say, over that whole 30 days and even into now, which is the beginning of February, I have literally drank soda maybe 3 times. And that's huge for taking someone who was drinking it every single day, sometimes twice a day, right? And so, but what that did was that helped me physically. That put me in a place physically. So even if you're not a person who maybe you don't believe in fasting or whatever the case is, take that time and make the decision to say, I'm going to change an eating habit of mine. And it doesn't have to be this big, huge, extravagant change. Take a small change. Take something out of your diet that you need to take out of it and put something in it that you need to put in it, and watch those things start transforming your mind with that, right? Because once you start to eat healthier, you start to feel healthier. And when you start to feel healthier, your mind's able to start working a lot better than it ever has. And my body, it has been working way better than it ever has. It's affected my work. It's affected my business. It's affected everything that I've done on a daily basis. Because I have more energy and I just feel better and my skin feels better. I feel better inside of myself because I started making these changes. So number 1 is take the time to change your eating habits. That is one of the things that I did. And number 2, I really started to force consistency. Now, what that means is I started taking myself and made myself get into this place to where I was consistent in the things that I could not stay consistent in. One of those things was in my business. I was posting, I needed to be posting every day. I was told by everyone, post every day, post your business, post your details, post about your detailing on Facebook, on Instagram. And I would do that, and then it would be another week before I do it, or God knows how long, right? And so I knew I needed to start making a change with that. And so what I did was I forced myself to get consistent. And for a good 2 weeks, and mind you, just because you're changing these habits and you're learning these things, one thing I do want to say is this: do not expect to be perfect, because I'll tell you what, I am not perfect. But I will say this: with the month of January, there was a 2 week span that I made sure that I was very consistent every day. And then it was, another few days, and then I would miss a day, right? But the fact that I actually was able to stay consistent, I made more money in the month of January in my side business that I had in 3 months of last year. And if you knew the numbers, like, you would be that it's crazy. But literally, just changing little things, little habits about yourself can really put you in the place where you want to be. And for me, I knew I wanted to start making more money in my business. I knew I wanted to start growing in my business. And one of the things that I knew I needed to start doing, I wasn't doing. And now that I have been doing it, business has grown. And the work that we do it's always great work. For those who have seen it, you could attest to that, right? Like, it's just amazing how it can get you to that place. Another thing that I did that made me stay consistent was reading. So I finished a book. It was spiritual. It was called Spiritual Leadership by Bill Winston, great pastor. But that book really took me and transformed my mind, because not only did it teach me key leadership skills, but how to be a leader without even, being the man in charge, right? How to really take charge of myself and help others to take charge of themselves, even without having to lead the pack, right? And so it really took me and taught me those things. But another thing it did was it helped me to become focused. It really helped me to start focusing. They say, you watch, I was so busy watching movies and letting my brain just sit there dead. But once I started to actually start reading, like, it causes you to really be focused on the print, on the words. It really gets you in depth with what when you get really in depth with what you're reading, it's just amazing how it can transform you in those things that you learn. And it has actually helped me to be able to better remember the things that I forget on a daily basis. Like, I could be writing a name out and forget how to spell it like that quick, because my attention span has been so short, because I spent so much time of watching movies instead of reading books, that now, the month of January, I finished a book. Boom. And that's in month of February. Little spoiler alert, I am planning on reading too. That is going to be one of my goals for February. So hopefully by the February's video, you will see 2 books that I have read, and things that I'll be able to share with you through that, right? But the most amazing part of it is what it has done for me just by reading that book. And then the third thing is I found a new mentor. Now, I have my mentors. I love my mentors. They are great. They teach me so much. I can go to them anytime that I need. One of the ways we find and have mentors is actually not just by finding people and talking to them, but you could find a mentor on YouTube. You could find a mentor on Instagram, on Facebook, right? We're on these different social platforms all of the time. And what you don't realize is you'll have different people there that you could say, well, hey, I want to learn this, or I want to learn how to be more motivating, or I want to learn how to live my best life. I want to learn how to be successful. Or maybe you want to learn something. Maybe you want to be the best mechanic in the world, right? You want to be the best detailer in the world. Maybe you want to be the best teacher in the world, whatever it is, right? There are so many videos. I watch a new mentor of mine, and he doesn't know me yet, right? But I watch him so much on the day-to-day, and he has changed my life so much. His name is Ed Milet, right? He is he's a Christian. He's a speaker. He's a business entrepreneur. He really teaches you how to change your life mentally, physically, emotionally. This guy really has the whole package. He's just amazing. So if you get a chance, check him out, Ed Milet. I look at his YouTube. I check him out on Instagram, right? But learning different things from these mentors can really help elevate you as well, right? And so one of the things that Ed Milet, one of the things that he likes to talk about is the power of intention and making sure to congratulate ourselves on the small successes, right? So what that means is when you take your intention and you try to do something and we fail at it, most times we beat ourselves down and we tell ourselves we're not good enough and we give up. Instead of giving ourselves credit for taking those steps to actually make those changes and make those progressions, right? And each little thing that you do, you have to take and continue to go. One of my favorite, my personal mentor, pastor, his name's Darren Calvin. He by far one of the most helpful person I've ever met in my life. Like he's really put me into a place that I never thought I could be in my life. And it's just been amazing. But one of the things that he had said was, for those who are doing good, right, and then they fall off, they always say, oh, well, now I'm starting over. Now I have to start over. He says, no, you're not starting over. You fell a little bit. You're just going to keep going, right? And by doing that, instead of saying, oh, well, now I just started again today. No, you're not starting again today. You started back then. Okay, you made a little slip up, but that's fine. Let's get up. Let's keep on moving and let's keep doing this thing, right? And by having that mentality, that's really helped me to not be so hard on myself when I start to fall or when I start to mess up, right? Because I'm not perfect. I hope you guys aren't perfect as well. If you are, then God bless you. That's so great. But at the end of the day, really what has happened when I've listened to these mentors is they've caused me to really not just see the best in myself, but to really dig out those things that I had refused to let come out, right? And so by really allowing them to feed into me, and by taking what they've given to me and trying to even project that into the world, right? So when someone gives to you, you want to give back, right? Each one reach one, right? And so I try to do that. I try to take what I'm given and try to give that back. So that's one of the things I want you to take as well is, when you start to slip or you start to fall or you miss the mark, keep going. Keep pressing forward, because at the end of the day, that's not the end of your story. That's the very beginning of your story, right? The beginning of your story consistently starts, and you're always continuing to become the better version of you. And I believe in myself. I've learned to come to believe in myself, and I've been able to just do things I never thought I could do, be in places I never thought that I would be, being a homeowner, right? Being a father, just owning a business, working in a place that I have a passion for, and being able to do all those things without painful toil has really been huge. And for me, these small successes aren't so small to me, right? Again, I'm not perfect, but I do, like the Bible says, I press towards the mark of a higher calling, right? The Bible says, forget the former things. Don't keep thinking about them, for I am doing something new. So every time we slip, every time we fall, every time we go back, we have to remember to stop worrying about those old things, those old paths, those old things that start to hold us back, and we start to really move forward and get into that place that we want to be. I know I keep saying that, but I really want that to get inside of your head, to understand that you have to continuously think about that future and have that hope, right? That hope that's inside of all of us. Because once you lose that, you become bitter. You start to really decline. And I've seen that happen with a lot of people. And I really don't ever want that to happen with myself ever again. And I don't want to see that happen with anyone else. So, a part of this as well with you guys, making sure that at the end of this video that you just give me some advice that you have, right? Or tell me what you've learned, right? And that's me saying, let's build each other up. Let's build each other up as a team, and let's be there for each other, right? And be there for others who aren't able to watch the videos or who haven't yet been able to get themselves to that place of working on themselves. And let's get out there and let's start reaching them and helping them, okay? So the 3 things, because I really want to give you this bonus one before I end this, but the 3 things: change your eating habits, force consistency, and find a new mentor. Those are 3 things that are going to make a huge impact on you. I say that because those are the 3 things that have made a huge impact on me. Now, the bonus one, the thing that I have been working on for the last week and a half, and that has actually really changed my life, and I'm going to share a story on why it's changed my life, my kids' life, and the people around me, is called being hyper focused. We have got to learn to be hyper focused. And what that means is to focus in, to lock in on one task at a time. How that's helped me is with, especially I'm going to use the story with my kids, with my children. At night, when I go in and read them a bedtime story, there has been times where I would bring my phone in there, and although I have intention on just continuing that book, if my phone goes off, my mind goes straight over to answering that text or to seeing who's calling me, right? And so next, my focus isn't in 100% on my children. But ever since I started actually going in there and saying, I am going to make the conscious decision to take that phone and leave it on the couch and go in that room with them and be with them and only with them and with that book, reading to them, spending that time, that quality time, showing them that I care about them, I can see the change that it makes. Right? It really does make a huge change when they see that dad is 100% focused on them or mom is 100% focused on them. And I know it gets hard for us to become hyper focused, but that's why that's one of the newest things that I'm working on. And because, even in my work, becoming hyper focused on, okay, well, I'm helping this person do this. I'm not focusing on anything else that's going on. I don't need to answer my phone. When I'm having conversations with people, I'm turning my phone down now, right? Because I know that if my phone goes off, even if I'm not, I'm probably going to check it, right? And even not just my phone or not having other things to do. And understand this, I am not even close to being perfect at that. I have got a long way to go, but I know that with just that one thing, that one change that I've made of being hyper focused on my children when I'm with them and the impact that it's making on them and like how good it makes them feel that I'm 100% there. I know that continuing to learn how to become hyper focused is really going to make me just be well established in the rest of my life. So I hope that is helpful. I don't want to hold you guys too long, but I just want to thank you for watching this video. Please continue to watch these videos. I am going to be making them once a month, and I'm going to show you the new habits, the new successful habits, the new things that I'm doing each month. And I want feedback. I want to know, hey, are these helpful to you? I want to know what are things that you've done this month that has helped you. That's something that maybe I can take or any of us that are watching or reading the comments can take and be able to go and start working those into our lives, right? And so let's do this together. Again, each one reach one, right? Let's reach out. Let's make sure that we're grabbing each other. Let's make sure that we're holding each other high, and let's make sure we continue to encourage each other, because at the end of the day, that is extremely important. Having that encouragement, having that bond that you can have with another person that's on that same mindset as you, it just keeps you motivated. It keeps that hope alive. It keeps you going. It keeps you burning. So thank you again so much for watching. And you guys just have a blessed one. I am looking forward to reading the comments, and I am definitely looking forward to the video next month and the new changes that are being made. All right, God bless. Thank you all.